Can you create a gym at home for 20 to 30 pounds to replicate exercises that you'd normally do at the gym using free weights and machines? What's up guys, I'm Stuart Mason, I'm a personal trainer and welcome to my channel. It's January 2021 and in the UK we're in lockdown yet again and the gyms are closed. I've put together this video to show you some ideas on exercises that you can do to exercise every muscle group using resistance bands. We're going to be exercising back, biceps, chest, triceps, shoulders, legs and our core. For all of these exercises, we're going to be doing 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Make sure you adjust the resistance on the band so that you find this rep range challenging. So guys, first of all, get yourselves online and buy yourself some adjustable resistance bands.
So these are my resistance bands, also known as resistance tubing. You should have some handles, a door anchor and some ankle straps in the pack. I'll also be using this elastic resistance band. This particular one is 20 kg.
Okay, so here we go, and we're going to start with back. First back exercise we're going to do, seated rows.
So for this exercise, we're going to place the door anchor under the door and attach the bands. Sit far enough away so that there is constant resistance throughout the full range of motion. Keep your back straight and your head up. Imagine you're putting your hands in your pockets by your side. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Imagine you're trying to squeeze a pen or somebody's finger between your shoulder blades and point your elbows towards the wall behind you. This is 1 set, do 3 more sets. So in total, 4 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions.
Our second back exercise is going to be straight arm lat pull downs.
For this exercise, place the door anchor on top of the door. Again, stand far enough away so that there's constant resistance throughout the full range of motion. You're gonna have your legs slightly bent, keep your core tight, your back straight, your head up, and keep your arms straight. Imagine once again that you're trying to put your hands in your pockets by your side. For this, again, you're gonna be doing 3 more sets after this. This is just 1, so in total, 4 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions. And remember to engage those lats.
Our third back exercise is going to be lat pull downs.
So like the last exercise, we're going to place the door anchor above the door. For this, we're going to be using the elastic resistance band because I find the tubing to be too long for this exercise. So sit at the bottom of the door, facing the door with your legs crossed, head up, back straight, core tight. Grab each end of the elastic band and bring your elbows down towards the floor and your hands down towards your chest. Remember once again to engage your lats. And again, this is 1 set, do 3 more sets after this.
Our fourth back exercise is going to be deadlifts.
So for this exercise, we're going to stand on the elastic resistance band. You want your feet hip width apart and you want constant resistance throughout the full range of motion. So we want to bend at the hips and knees, maintain neutral spine, look forward and keep our chest up. Drive through the thighs and buttocks to straighten hips and knees and stand upright. Lower under control. We're going to do this for 8 to 12 reps, 4 sets in total. This is 1, so do 3 more after this.
Our fifth and final back exercise is going to be bent over rows.
So for this exercise, once again, we're going to stand on the elastic resistance band with our feet shoulder width apart. Bend at the knees and lean forward, but keep your back straight with your neck in line with your spine. Find a point on the floor in front of you and focus on that. Keep your core tight and roll your shoulders towards the ceiling. Imagine once again that you're trying to squeeze a pen between your shoulder blades. Focus on bringing your elbows behind you and aiming them towards the ceiling. Lower back down slowly and under control. Do 3 more sets after this one.
Next muscle group, biceps. And our first exercise is going to be bicep curls.
So for this exercise, we're going to stand on the resistance bands, feet shoulder width apart, grip the handles, also shoulder width apart, keep your spine neutral and engage your abs. Curl up towards your chest and lower back down under control towards your thighs. Again, do 4 sets of 8 to 12. This is 1 set, so do 3 more after this.
Next up, hammer curls.
Once again, same position as the bicep curls, standing on the resistance bands, feet shoulder width apart, hands shoulder width apart. This time we're going to be gripping the handles as if you're holding a pair of skis. And again, keep your spine neutral and engage your abs. Curl up towards your chest and lower back down under control towards your thighs.
Our next bicep exercise is reverse / pronated bicep curls.
Once again, standing in the same position as we did with the hammer curls and the bicep curls. So stand on the resistance bands, feet shoulder width apart, grip the handle shoulder width apart also. This time we're going to have our palms facing down towards the floor. Keep your spine neutral and engage your abs. Curl up towards your chest and lower back down under control towards your thighs. This is one set. Do 3 more sets, 4 sets in total, 8 to 12 reps.
Our fourth bicep exercise is the squat preacher curl.
For this exercise, place the door anchor under the door, stand far enough away so that there is constant resistance on the bands. Squat down and place your elbows on your knees. Extend your arms out towards the door and bring your hands up back towards your face.
Our fifth and final bicep exercise is going to be 21s.
Okay, so if you haven't heard of 21s before, where have you been? Stand in the same position as the bicep curls, standing on the bands with our feet shoulder width apart and our hands shoulder width apart. We're going to start with 7 reps of bringing our hands from our thigh level up to our elbow level and back down again, followed by 7 reps from our elbow level up to our chest level and back down again, followed by 7 full bicep curls from our thigh level up to our chest level and back down again. Remember to keep your spine neutral and your core tight.
That's it for biceps. Next up, chest. Our first chest exercise, the push-up.
Okay, so we're going to get into the push-up position. We want our whole body aligned, head, shoulders, hips, knees and ankles all aligned, neutral spine and abdominals engaged. So pass the elastic resistance band around your back across your shoulders and grip each end with both hands. Bend at the elbows to lower chest towards the floor, extend elbows to return to the start position. Do not lock out your elbows.
Our second chest exercise, decline push-up.
Okay, so very similar position to the standard push-up, but this time you're going to have your feet raised off of the floor. So once again, keep your body completely aligned. This position hits more of the upper chest. You'll find these slightly harder and may want to do them without a resistance band. Again, we'll be doing 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps.
Our third chest exercise, incline push-up.
Okay, so similar to the standard push-up, but this time your upper body will be raised off of the floor. Again, keep your whole body aligned. This position hits more of your lower chest. You'll find these slightly easier than the other push-ups we've done so far. And again, we're going to be doing 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps.
The next exercise is going to replicate a cable fly. So this is the resistance band fly.
So for this exercise, we want to connect the door anchor to the top of a door. Lean slightly forward away from the door so that there's constant resistance on the bands throughout the full range of motion. We want a neutral spine, our abdominals engaged, and we want to be looking straight forward. So grip the handles with shoulder, elbow and wrists aligned. Keep the elbows unlocked, drive the arms forward to meet together in front of the body and return to the start position.
Next exercise, chest dips.
So this exercise is to try and replicate doing chest dips on the dip bars. So connect the door anchor to the top of the door and stand below facing away. Push your shoulders back and your chest out and then lean slightly forward. Push your hands down towards the floor as if trying to lift your body weight up off of the floor, and then return them to your sides and repeat.
So there's 5 exercises that you can do using resistance bands for your chest. Next up, triceps. First up, resistance band tricep pushdowns.
So these are the same as tricep pushdowns using a cable machine. Because the resistance tubes are quite long, I find it easier to kneel at the bottom of the door so that there's constant resistance on the bands. You want to be facing the door with a neutral spine and abdominals engaged. Keep your elbows fixed to the side of your body. You should only be moving your arm at the elbow. Push your hands down in front of you, keeping your elbows tight into your side. Push your hands down towards your thighs and try not to lock out your elbows. Again, do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps.
Next up, overhead resistance band tricep extensions.
For this exercise, attach the door anchor to the top of a door. Stand facing away from the door far enough so that there's constant tension on the bands at all times. Lean slightly forward at the waist and grip both ends of the band overhead with palms facing forward. Engage your abs and keep your spine neutral. Extend at the elbows, pushing your hands away from you, and flex at the triceps whilst trying to keep your elbows fixed and the same distance apart from each other throughout the full movement. Try not to lock out the arms and keep constant tension on the triceps. Try only moving at the elbows. Again, do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps.
Next up, reverse grip tricep pushdowns.
So this is the same as the tricep pushdowns that we did earlier, but with a different grip this time. This time we're going to have our palms facing up. Once again, keep your spine neutral and engage your core. Try isolating the movement to your elbows and keeping the tops of your arms in by your side. Try not to lock out your elbows and keep constant tension on your triceps the whole way through the movement.
Next tricep exercise, single arm tricep pushdowns.
So for this exercise, we need to place the door anchor at the top of the door, and we're going to use the elastic resistance band and thread it through the door anchor, just as I'm doing here. So for this exercise, you're going to need to keep your core really tight. Stand next to the door, almost side on. I find it more stable to place my opposite hand across my abs. Bring your hand up almost across your body, then extend your arm at the elbow, push down and flex your tricep. You'll need to switch arms after, so make sure you do 4 sets of 8 to 12 on each arm.
Next up, tricep kickbacks.
Anchor the bands roughly halfway down the door. Stand facing the door far enough away so that there is constant resistance on the bands. Bend at the knees, keeping your back straight and your core tight. Grab both handles in your left hand and raise the top of your arm up behind you so that it's parallel with the floor. Extend to the elbow, flexing your tricep out behind you. Make sure you switch arms afterwards and do 4 sets of 8 to 12 on each side.
That's it for triceps, guys. Next up, shoulders. And remember, all these exercises, we're doing 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Remember guys, set the resistance on the bands so that you find 8 to 12 reps challenging. So our first shoulder exercise is going to be the shoulder press.
Okay, stand on the bands with your feet shoulder width apart. Bring the handles up level with your ears, keep a neutral spine and engage your abs. Extend your elbows and push your hands up towards the ceiling. Do not lock your elbows out. Lower back down under control and repeat.
Our next shoulder exercise is going to be the lateral raise.
Once again, stand on the bands with feet shoulder width apart. Bring your hands up level with your thighs. Keep a neutral spine and engage your abs. Raise your hands up level with your shoulders, elbows slightly flexed, then lower back down under control.
Next up, the forward shoulder raise.
Once again, stand on the bands with your feet shoulder width apart and bring your hands up level with your thighs. Keep a neutral spine and engage your abs. Raise your hands up in front of you, level with your shoulders, then lower back down under control and repeat.
The next shoulder exercise is shrugs.
So for this exercise, I'm using an elastic resistance band, as you want to make sure there is constant resistance on the band throughout the exercise. So stand on the bands with your feet shoulder width apart and slightly relax the knees. Bring your hands up by your sides, level with your thighs. Keep a neutral spine and engage your abs. Pull the weight up by raising your shoulders towards your ears without bending your elbows, and then lower back down under control and repeat.
Our final shoulder exercise is going to be the rear delt fly.
Place your door anchor at the top of a door and use a resistance band as a good weight for you for this exercise. We're trying to isolate the rear delts and they're only a small muscle, so there's no need to go crazy with the weight. And the more weight you add, the more chance you have of bringing other back muscles into play. So stand facing the door far enough away so that there's constant tension on the bands with your arms straight out in front of you. Your hands should be level and in line with your shoulders, your elbows unlocked. Bring your hands out to your sides and level with your shoulders, then bring them back to the start position out in front of you and repeat.
That's it for shoulders, guys. I hope you enjoyed that workout. Now we're going to move on to legs. First leg exercise, squats.
So for this exercise, we're going to stand on the bands with our feet hip width apart. Bring the handles up behind your arms, level with your shoulders. Brace your abdominals and keep your spine neutral. Bend from the hips and the knees, keeping your back straight and lower under control to a comfortable squat position. Your knees should be in line with your toes and keep your heels to the floor throughout. Drive through the thighs and push upwards. Breathe out on the way up and repeat.
Next up, hamstring curls.
Attach the door anchor to the bottom of a door. Lay on the floor facing away and be far enough away from the door so that there's constant tension on the bands throughout the whole exercise. Attach the ankle straps to your ankles and attach them to each end of the resistance band. Keeping your core tight, raise your ankles off the floor and bring them towards your buttocks, flexing your hamstrings. You should only be moving your legs at the knee. Lower under control and repeat.
Next leg exercise, leg extensions.
Attach the door anchor to the bottom of a door. Stand facing away from the door and be far enough away from the door so that there's constant tension on the bands throughout. Attach the ankle straps to your ankles and attach them to each end of the resistance band. You might want to hold on to something for this exercise to help keep your balance, like the back of a chair. Keep your spine neutral and engage your core. Bring one foot up level with the opposite knee and then extend under control and straighten your leg out in front of you and flex your quad. You should only be moving your leg at the knee joint. Return under control to start position and repeat. Remember to do 4 sets of 8 to 12 on each leg, alternating between legs in between sets.
Next up, we're going to be doing lunges.
So the reverse lunge, stand on the resistance band with one foot, your feet should be shoulder width apart, rise the handles up behind your arms to your shoulder level, step slowly back as far as you can and under control with your free foot, try to get a nice long stretch through your hamstrings, lower down almost onto one knee with your free leg, then push through the thighs and drive away from the floor to lift upwards and return to the start position and repeat. Remember to do 4 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions on each leg.
And the final leg exercise is calf raises.
Connect the anchor to the bottom of the door. Stand facing away from the door with your feet hip width apart and feet flat on the floor. Grab both handles and raise them up behind your arms to your shoulder level. Keep your core tight and maintain a neutral spine. Raise your heels off the floor slowly and under control so that you're almost on tiptoe, and flex your calves. Then lower heels back down to the floor under control and repeat.
So there's 5 exercises that you can use to train your legs at home with resistance bands. Next up, we're going to work on our core. And our first core exercise is going to be leg raises.
Connect the door anchor to the bottom of a door. Place the ankle straps around your ankles and connect them to both ends of the resistance band. Lay on the floor far enough away from the door so that there is constant tension on the bands throughout the exercise. Keeping your core tight, your toes pointed away from you and your legs straight, raise your feet up off the floor towards the ceiling. Stop when your toes are pointing towards the ceiling and then return to the floor under control. Repeat for 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Keep your arms by your side with your palms flat on the floor and use them to stabilise yourself throughout.
Next up, wood chops.
Connect a door anchor to a door so that it's around shoulder height. Grab both handles in both hands and stand side on to the door with your feet shoulder width apart. Keeping your core tight and your back straight, with your arms straight out in front of you, level with your shoulders, twist your upper body so that your arms are facing in the direction of the door. This is the starting position, so make sure there is tension in the bands already at this point. Then twist your upper body away from the door, stretching the band across your body whilst keeping your arms straight. Then move under control back into the starting position and repeat. Don't forget you'll need to do these on both sides, so 4 sets of 8 to 12 on both sides.
Next up, resistance band ab crunches.
Anchor the bands to the top of the door. Kneel on the floor in front of the door, facing away. Grip the handles of the bands behind your ears and keep them fixed in place. Contract your abs and aim your upper body towards the floor. Crunch your abs to their full contraction and then return to the starting position under control and repeat.
Next core exercise, oblique side bends.
For this we'll be using an elastic resistance band. Stand with your feet hip width apart. Hook one end of the band around your right foot, keeping your core tight, your back straight and your eyes facing forward. Bend down to your right as far as you can, and with your right hand grip the band far enough down so that there's constant tension on the band. This is your start position. Bend towards your left side and contract your obliques on your left whilst keeping your body in the frontal plane, as if you're standing between 2 walls to your front and your back. Return under control to the start position and repeat.
Okay, and the final core exercise is going to be the resistance band sit-up.
Connect the door anchor to the bottom of a door. Position yourself far enough away so that there's constant tension on the bands. Hook your feet under something heavy like a piece of furniture. Lay on your back with your knees bent. Grip each of the handles of the bands by the side of your head just behind your ears. Engage your abs and sit up so that your elbows touch your knees. Return to the start position under control and repeat.
Remember to set the resistance on the bands to a weight that you find it challenging to do 8 to 12 reps. Okay, thanks for watching guys. There's 5 exercises per muscle group that you can try at home with resistance bands. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe or drop a comment down below, and hopefully I'll catch you next time.